The four pillars are back for AEW, and I'm not talking about those jabronis in the squared circle. I'm talking about Sheldon. I'm talking about Penny. I'm talking about the two other jabronis for the Big Bang Theory, because it's back, damn it. The run-in from the Big to the Bang to the Theory is here, and they brought with them 178,000 viewers.
Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. AEW is back with a bang. Of course, that is the Big Bang Theory opening up the run-in to Dynamite. Big Bang Theory, unlike that garbage we seen last week, the Black Panther. And surprise, surprise, when the Big Bang Theory returns, so does the fuels for Dynamite. And a massive increase this week. AEW Dynamite seen a 35% increase in viewership. 502,000 last week. This week they did 680,000. So a massive 178,000 views compared from last week's show. And what was the difference? Was this week's show any better than last week's? No. So I think you've got to put it all down to the fact that simply the run-in, the lead-in, was better. They had the Big Bang Theory and they managed to gain more viewers going in. As sad as that sounds, it's reality. If the Big Bang Theory's not on, AEW Dynamite struggles. But I knew it was going to do better this week. I predicted around 630, 640. So, you know, I was wrong, but I mean, I was closer than most people. Some people thought that they were going to do maybe under 500k this week. I mean, that was never going to happen. Last week was just a bad week. You're not going to do your lowest ever rating and then the week after it set another record for the lowest rating. So yeah, Dynamite moving back up, heading in the right direction. Still not great. I mean, it's not that long ago, a couple of months ago, this would have been considered a disaster. But now, Tony Khan is probably tweeting about it, and he's probably praising this, and he's probably thanking everybody that tuned in. So it's strange how, in the space of a few months, Dynamite has went from, you know, being worried about being at the 800 territory K mark, and now they're just grateful to get 600,000. So, aye, strange.
It's pathetic, but we wondered, what he'd pull at the bag. And it was Takeshi Castle on meth. There was a lot of Japanese guys in there, a lot of phony-ass wrestling. But here, you watched the show. I didn't, so take it away. Talk about why it went up, apart from the Big Bang Theory. Try and put it over. We love AEW.
Forbidden Door, New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's it. You know, that's all I can really say with all these Japanese guys on the show. You'd Tanahashi, you'd Naito, you had Suzuki, you'd Shingo, you'd all these guys that I've not really heard of before as well. You'd three trio tag Japanese guys taking on the Blackpool Combat Club. If you like your Japanese wrestling, then this was the show for you. If you don't care for Japanese wrestling, then you probably don't care for this. But in terms of the key demo, once again, up 38%, 0.22 this week. Last week it was 0.16. So yeah, big increase. But last week's rating was so bad that just because it's an increase on last week's rating, still not a good rating. Let's keep it real here. 680k is terrible for Dynamite. Yes, it's a significant improvement on last week, but last week was the lowest rating that Dynamite had ever done. So I don't think comparing last week is, you know, a good measuring stick. Just because you did better than your worst ever rating, that doesn't mean shit. But it's not all doom and gloom for AEW, because they've managed to stop the Raw against NXT. 2 weeks in a row, they tasted defeat. This week, they bounced back. NXT with a very low rating of 611. AEW Dynamite with 680,000. Beating NXT by 69,000. I think it's fair to say this week, when it was Chef Michaels against Chef Khan, Khan made the toastier meal.
He did. Shawn Michaels' eyes weren't on the prize. They weren't on the ingredients. Tony Khan certainly was. He might have to done a few lines to get in the cooking prep mode. But yeah, Tony Khan, them lines, baby.
Tony Khan was cooking some sushi tonight, that is for sure, or last night even.
Is that not more Raw? But there's no Japs on Raw. Can I say Japs, brother?
I don't know.
As long as I quote it in Hulk Hogan's
Let me tell you something, brother.
terminology, I can do it.
Ah, you can. No, man, there was a lot of Japanese wrestlers on on Dynamite, so therefore it was a sushi special.
I think they'd be as well putting these guys through the Takeshi Castle bloody crash course event, stepping stones, the final battle. Imagine the final battle with Tony Khan dressed in that wee Black Emperor outfit. That could draw for me.
Aye, and then he can just get punched and sell it like he's been killed. Sniper rifle. Anyway, let's look at the most viewed videos from YouTube on the AEW official channel. So in first place, 236,000 views. It was the Battle of New York. Ain't the Sopranos though, unfortunately. It's MJF coming face to face with Buffalo's Daniel Garcia. This promo absolutely sucked. I'm not quite sure why it got this many views. More than 100,000 views than the second place video. I don't get it. It was basically just MJF kissing Garcia's ass, and then Ospreay came out and he kissed Garcia's ass. Just a lot of Garcia ass kissing, and we know that Tony Khan's been doing that for weeks because Garcia's been, thrusting his hips and shaking his groin on other men and picking up victories. So I don't get it. I don't understand the Garcia love. I don't love Garcia, but this was the most viewed clip, and that will probably earn Daniel Garcia a couple more big matches, even though it's probably more to do with MJF than Daniel Garcia. You could insert anybody, I guess, into this with MJF, and it would have probably still had the same results. But we move into second place, Forbidden Door season Insanity, Blackpool Combat Club versus LIJ. No idea who these guys were. Some jobber trio team from Japan. Got 131,000 views. Third place, 117,000 views was the AEW World Champion Strickland and the International Champ Ospreay versus Gates of Agony. Poor in my opinion that you've got the two. I believe the International Championship is like the second most important belt in AEW. If not, then it's definitely the third behind the TNT. Yet you've got both champs in the main event in tag team action, and it's only did 117,000, third place. If you had like two big champions back in the day teaming up in a tag team match in the main event, then you would have got big ratings. People would have cared, but nobody seems to care about this. Fourth place, 82,000 views. Women's champion Shirakawa in May versus, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Is it Mina Shirakawa? I think it is. Mina Shirakawa.
Shirakawa.
No, Shirakawa. I think it's Shirakawa. So it was Storm Shirakawa in May taking on Soraya Cameron and Anna Jay. 82,000. Fifth place, 77,000. Violent artist Kyle O'Reilly squares off against Zack Sabre Jr. in a classic. I think it might be Tony Khan legitimately writing the titles for these AEW YouTube vids, but he could do a hell of a lot better. Just the way he words half of these things, I mean, it does seem a bit geeky, it does seem a bit nerdy. It's like his wet dream. Oh, look at these two guys squaring off in an instant classic. I mean, who cares? There's definitely better ways to try and get people to click your shit than the way he writes it. Sixth place, 65,000 views. Who advanced in the Owen Hart tournament? Jay White or Ray Phoenix? I guess they have to put the Owen Hart name first because he's a bigger draw than the other two guys, despite being dead for almost 25 years. And in seventh place with 63,000 views, the Acclaimed in a war of words with the Elite. So yeah, this is the Elite, the Bucks, Okada, the EVP, supposed to be a big deal, supposed to be the best thing going in AEW Dynamite, yet nobody really cares for them. So yeah, always though, the Elite, they never seem to do well in the ratings or in terms of views. I just don't think anybody really cares about the Elite. And yeah, that's it guys, that's your AEW ratings. I mean, not a great rating, but still better than what they got last week, a hell of a lot better. 680k, they'll look to build on that. Can they get back into the 700k territory next week? We'll have to wait and find out. Forbidden Door though, I think for AEW cannot come quick enough. As soon as they get this finished, they need to get back to actually trying to build stories and actually have feuds going into pay-per-views, because right now, all you have is just a random bunch of matches between people in AEW and people from Japan. And that ain't going to draw shit. That ain't going to get the casual viewer interested. It's just a bunch of random matches that aren't that special, because we've seen all these New Japan guys wrestle in AEW over the past couple of years anyway. So that Forbidden Door is not very forbidden because it's already been opened multiple times. So I don't understand why Tony Khan doesn't get that. But anyway, guys, Forbidden Door. If you like your Japanese wrestling, $50 and you can see a lot of it this Sunday. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.